All right, in the last video, we left off with just creating an attachment page, and now we're going to take a look at these different MIME type.php pages, which should make sense after looking at the different MIME type options we have and what's put out in WordPress. So we're going to start off with doing a simple video.php, image.php, and text.php, and looking at what the differences might be between those. And then finally, using get post MIME type, we'll look at how you could possibly engineer this a slightly different way. And rather than having a bunch of different files, hardcore templates, you could have template parts that are just doing the different parts themselves. So let's go ahead and jump into all this. Okay, so here is where we left off. We had our attachment.php template, and that was outputting this block of content, and I pointed out the GUID that can allow you to get a direct link. So first of all, let's take this out and put in something that's going to generically work for any type of media attachment we have. So coming into our attachment.php, remember we are exporting post, and so we could get rid of that now. And now let's just do a link where we can put out the actual UID of it. So we could just do this as straight post GUID, and then go ahead and just say download. And download may be not actually correct. If the browser can display whatever type of file it is, then it will do that. Otherwise, it will download, like if it's a zipped file or if it's a Word document, but if it's an image, then the browser's just going to open it up. So let's just go ahead and take a look at this specific example. So we can see we've got a download link, and it's not doing anything because, let's see, we did not maybe echo out the actual link. Okay, let's try that again. So let's say echo. There we go. And now we can see it's going to link to the image, and because a browser can display a single image, that will display the image there. But if we were to come into our media library and let's say come into a Word document and view that attachment page, notice it would say Word, download, and then in that case it would download it because the browser is not going to open up a Word doc. So that is a generic solution to attachment.php, but it's not the ideal one. So first off, if we are working with an image, we would probably want to display that image, and we could do that pretty easily. So let's go ahead and spin up an image.php. All right, so if we come into our attachment.php, I'm just going to save this as image.php. Doesn't go in any special folder because that is the basic template file hierarchy file, just image.php. And then we could change this up to be an image with a source. And can't forget the alt attribute, which actually in this case, the alt attribute, you can save one in WordPress and it gets stored as the excerpt. So I'm going to say get the excerpt. You could just say title for now, but excerpt is going to give you specifically what you're looking for. Again, kind of jumping ahead in template hierarchy stuff into template tags, but let's just check this out and make sure that that's working for us. So now we could see we've got the image, and if we were to come console this out, vertical image caption, well, that's a little bit funny. Let's come into media. Alternative text, vertical featured image. We're getting the caption, which is the description. Okay, so that's not what we're getting, and actually to really get this is going to be a bit more complicated. So let's just go back to that initial approach and just use the title for now. So I'll change this out to get the title. And then as always, for security reasons, always a good idea to sanitize these a little bit. So we could say escape URL for this to make sure that that is the format we want and nothing weird going on. And with get the title, we can actually use escape attribute, which is one of the built-in ones. And we're going to look at all this in depth, so I'm not going to explain it too much. I'm just going to show you kind of the right way, but still as we're going. So let's go ahead and check this out now. We can see we've got the image here, and Okay, so it's giving us the title and it's all escaped properly. So that'll be good for now, and later when we get into template tags some more and circle back to this template, I'll show you how you would go about getting that other meta information that's actually the true alt description that can be edited from the admin area, because that's good to set up. But because we're really just focusing on the template now, we've got image.php working, and if we were to come in and if we were to come in and, let's say, open up our Word doc and view that attachment page, notice it's still falling back to attachment.php and working that way. So we've got an image. Let's go ahead and look next at what we could do to work with a video. So, for example, this trailer here that you could work with. So what we would do in this case is just do another save as, change this to video.php, and then we're going to have to swap the image tag out for a video tag. So that's going to be pretty simple. We just change image to video. Source can stay the same, and we'll actually have to take out alt because that doesn't longer apply there. But we do have to add in controls because we want our video player to have controls. Close our video tag, and we should be good to go there. I don't need to wrap it in paragraph, I don't think. So video source, let's go ahead and check this out. Make sure that we change the video to PHP. And we'll go ahead and try this in the browser now. Okay, so I'll come in to the trailer, view attachment page, and voila, look at this, a trailer for the course video. It's got the HTML trailer built in. And so, oh goodness, we don't have to watch that again. But this is all working properly and as expected. So we've got images, videos, that covers a lot of them. Now let's look at a generic text one. So if we were to come back into media and work with a text.txt, and then we'll look at PDF separately because that's going to actually be a little bit different. So a text one, well, we got to think about this for a little bit. What do we actually want the expected behavior to be? In this case, you'd probably want them to download it or just click and they would open it in the browser. And the same is actually true for PDFs and other types. So actually, we don't really need to create one of these, but you can imagine it would be the exact same process. So you could save it as plain, which is going to be the higher, so you would name it as text.php, and that would work for all text files, or you could do plain.php, and that would be for actual TXT. So I'm actually, rather than code out more of these at the moment, what I'd like to do is just show you the list here of default allowed MIME types. This may or may not be helpful to you, but I do want to point out that all of these are available, and I would encourage you to practice either with our sample one or with your own project that you're building alongside with this. Play around with these. Even if you're not going to necessarily use them all, play around with just the options until you get really comfortable being able to figure out either a high-level MIME type or a sub-MIME type, creating a custom template for that if it is something that you're going to need. So you'll find this link in the lesson notes, and I encourage you to check this out, explore it, try it on your own, implement it in your own project.